To my young people, I promise this morning that I'm going to give you the best version of me. I'm going to give you everything that I have with every fiber of my being within this message. I am not going to let you down, but I need you to do me a favor. And I do it everywhere that I speak. So on the count of 3, because there will be some audience participation while I'm talking to you this morning. On the count of 3, I want you all to say TC speak. 1, 2, 3. Nah, y'all got to come with some energy. Y'all louder than that. I know y'all louder than that. 1, 2, 3.
TC speak.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, let's get into it then. The word that I'm coming from this morning comes from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. I will not be long. And it says this. I'll come from the NIV version, Pastor. You don't have to stand. Do not let anyone look down on you because you are young. But set an example, young people, in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and oh yes, in purity. I'll get to my teenagers in a second. We'll get more real at the end. In purity. The title of my message this morning is Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Now, I love this scripture. I love this passage because it is an opportunity where you see Paul flex his spiritual muscle, if you will, and he brings a level of swag to the ministry. Can you flex? Let me see you flex your muscle. Let me see. I know you can, artist. I know you ain't scared. Let me see you flex your muscle. That's what I'm talking about. So with Paul doing that, he's also talking to his protege, if you will, by the name of Timothy. And he's telling Timothy that, Timothy, after you go out in the world and you preach this gospel, you do not let people look down on you because you are younger than I am. Make them take you seriously. And the same is true for you all as young people. You may be younger in age, but you walk out of this sanctuary, you walk out in this world, and you command people's respect, and you make them take you seriously. Now, by a show of hands, it's basketball season. So how many people know who Steph Curry is? Just by a show of hands. To my Spurs fans, I'm sorry. I know y'all don't like him right now. Steph Curry is unique. Why? Because Steph Curry is not the physical specimen that you think of like a LeBron James. He's not like a Kevin Durant. He's not 6'10". And when you see the highlights of Steph Curry, you usually see like a finger roll or a jump shot that goes to the bottom of the hole. He doesn't drive the lane and dunk on people, or you don't see him like Russell Westbrook snatching rebounds over 7-foot defenders. That's not his game. He's not the biggest guy, and he even has the nickname, this is funny, he even has the nickname, the baby face assassin, because of his youth-like features. But what Steph Curry lacks in physical intimidation, he more than makes up with by having one of the best jump shots in the history of the NBA. I mean, when you guard Steph Curry, you better be coming with your A game. And matter of fact, one person may not be enough. You might need 2. So take how Steph Curry commands the respect of whoever is defending him. You take that into the world, young people, and you command the respect of your peers. They owe you that, and you deserve that. I want you guys to utilize your spiritual jump shot, if you will. Pray to the Lord and ask him for his strength. Pray and ask the Lord for his guidance. And I promise that he will show up in your life, give you the tools, the words, and the speech necessary to fulfill his requirements over your life. We do not just need you to be Christians and children of God in here. That's easy. What we need is for you to be Christians and children of God out there in the rest of the world. That's what we need. Make it a point, young people, make it a point to make the right decisions in life. It does not matter what your age is. Young ladies, it does not matter what your gender is. It does not matter your stature. It's like my grandmother used to always tell me, Tyler, just be on the right side of right so you never go wrong. Just be on the right side of right, young people. The Lord has worked through children and youth all throughout the Bible. and throughout history in this world. And I'm here to tell you that in 2017, it is not going to be any different. He wants to work through you, but you have to let him do it. All my youth, repeat after me. It's audience participation time again. Everybody here say, I am a difference maker.
I am a difference maker.
That's right, because you are. The next word that Paul goes to after speech, he goes to conduct. By a show of hands, do any of you all know what that word conduct means? Y'all are smart. I just sat here and listened to all these words this morning. Do any of y'all want to take a stab at what Paul means when he lists the word conduct? Y'all shy this morning. I'm going to help you out. Another word for conduct, Paul is talking about your behavior. So I ask the question, young people, what is your behavior like at home and out there in the rest of the world? Are people able to look at you and say, I can see the Christ in those young people? Do your parents say that? Do your teachers say that? Your friends, your peers, the people you come across, they should be able to see the Christ in you. My adults, the same thing. Y'all held accountable too. I'm not just talking about y'all young people. We're talking about people over here too. Don't worry. They should see that there's something different about you. They should say there's something different about the way Tyler carries himself. They should say something different about the way Artist carries himself. Young ladies, they should say there's something different about the way you carry yourselves. You don't just do what everybody else does. You think about your actions before you put anything out there. You think before you speak. That's good conduct. And to everybody else in the sanctuary, how do you treat people? Do you treat people the way that you want to be treated? That is another example of conduct. Do you treat people the same way that you want to be treated? If you're having a rough thought, young people, about how I can put conduct into play, I'll give you some 5 principles this morning that are going to help you out. It's going to blow your mind. It ain't rocket science. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. And oh, man, yo, this really going to blow your mind. Thank you. Woo. Woo. That will take you somewhere. It will have people saying, man, that conduct on that young man or that young lady, that's powerful. Why? Because you don't hear that from people like you used to. Everybody say, my conduct is important. Let's start over. Y'all fell asleep on me again. Everybody say, my conduct is important.
My conduct is important.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And after conduct, Paul then goes on to list love, the ever so powerful word of love. Young people, make your presence felt by showcasing love in your heart. Give compliments to your friends. Thank your parents for their sacrifice for your overall well-being. Tell them that you love them. And parents, please tell your children how much you love them. That affirmation is important. Tell them how much you love them. Tomorrow is promised to no one. So everybody in this congregation, what will you do today to showcase your love? How will you handle that? Take part in general random acts of kindness. What do I mean by random acts of kindness? Open the door for people if you see them going ahead before you. If somebody is feeling down and out, wrap your arms around them and embrace them. Tell them it's going to be okay. If you see that somebody is struggling and they need someone to talk to, be that listening ear for that person to talk to. As Christians, we are supposed to be a beacon of light in this world that is filled with so much darkness. So if you want to know, young people, why I am up here, why I am so passionate, why I'm so strong with this, it's because there is something so special and so unique when young people open up their mouths, open up their hearts, and they showcase love. You all are responsible for change. And you can do it. Audience participation again. I'm going to give you another chance. On the count of three, I want you all to say, love equals happiness. 1, 2, 3. Man, y'all got it going on this morning. You got it going on this morning. So after love, Paul then goes on to faith. I'm not going to define it. I'm just going to say what you already know. Hebrews 11:1. So y'all done participated good over here. So let me go to my Bible scholars over here. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. You have gone through some things this school year. Everybody over here, you have gone through some things this year that you were not sure how God was going to pull you through those things. But you are here this morning, each and every one of you, alive and well. So that tells me that sickness that you were going through, that loss of a loved one, that test that you were so desperately worried about and you were praying, Lord, please help me make this good grade so my mama don't kill me today. You passed it and probably did with flying colors. You have breath in your lungs and you are alive and well. So that means, young people, that God was with you and he brought you through. So as you move forward in life, you have evidence of God working and helping pull you out of whatever situation you were in because you prayed to him and he was there for you. So that evidence is something that you keep with you as you push through life, because adversity is going to keep coming up in your life and people are going to continue to look at you. Why? Because you say you're a Christian and you wear it proud on your chest. So when tough times arise, they're looking at you first to see how you handle it. How do you handle it? And I'm going to tell you how you handle it. I'm going to tell you how you know you're going to make it through, because God already showed that he's done it for you before. You have the evidence. Everybody say, I can't forget my faith.
I can't forget my faith.
That's it. You can't forget that. Hold that near and dear to your heart. Now, young people, if you didn't pay attention to nothing I've said, sit up and pay attention to this, because Paul then goes on to talk about setting an example in purity. And when you think purity, Paul is not just telling Timothy about purity from a physical standpoint. He's also telling him about purity from a mental standpoint. See, your thoughts are just as much guilty of sin as your physical action with it. There is nothing that is greater than the other. So if you think it, you are just as guilty as the action. Okay? So there's also the physical aspect of purity. Keeping your body clean from drugs or alcohol or any substance that will bring harm to your body, which is your temple. Keep it pure. And then there's also the physical aspect when we talk about sexual purity. Yes, Mount Olive, we're going to go there this morning, because we don't talk about it as much as we should. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I am holier than thou and tell you that I'm perfect, because Lord knows I am not. I fail each and every day of my life. I know that purity from a physical standpoint is tough. Matter of fact, it's harder than even when I was coming up at your age. It's a tall task, but you know what? As children of God, y'all are capable. Matter of fact, you're more than capable. So I told you that I was going to give you my best. I'm also going to be transparent with you this morning. I flawed. Why? I used to take part in underage drinking. I used to make alcohol a part of my life, but I got caught. And because I got caught, for underage drinking. I had to go to alternative education school when I was in high school. And number two, I didn't just go to college right away, the college of my choice, the Division I program of my choice, because I had gotten in trouble and nobody wanted to take a risk on somebody who had an alcohol problem in their past. So I did get to college. Like Ms. Spencer said, I did get there, yes, but I had to go the long route because of the things that I did in my youthful age. They cost me. I had to go to junior college. I embarrassed my family. Matter of fact, I embarrassed this church because of my actions. I graduated a business management degree, yes. I went to a D1 program. I excelled in football. That was great. But I bought it upon myself to go the long route when God, if I had just done right, I would have went there immediately after high school. But no, I paid for that. The second aspect of it is, yes, I failed from a sexual purity standpoint. And I pay for those mistakes each and every day of my life moving forward. I'm going to tell you what I mean. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful wife by the name of Campbell. She's over here. I married that beautiful young lady. We have a 3-year-old son with another little girl on the way. Okay? But it pierces me to my soul. It hurts me down in my heart. Why? Because I did not give this woman the honor that she deserved by having my sexual experience be able to be shared with her for the very first time. I robbed her of that experience, and I pay for that each and every day mentally of my life. I scarred myself. I can't take it back. I scarred myself. So we talk about being transparent. All my teenagers, stand to your feet. If you're a teenager, stand to your feet. Amen. Amen. Each and every one of you, you've heard what I've said. Please, from the bottom of my heart, please be better with your behavior, with your sexual purity than I was, because it's a precious thing. And once it's gone, you can't take it back. You can't bring it back. And those things that you do from a morality standpoint in your youth, you pay for them. Listen to me. You pay for them. When you get older in life, you will constantly be reminded of those things. You can't push them to the side. They will haunt you. So don't just live in the now. Have a future aspect in your mind. Everybody say, purity, I can do it.
Purity, I can do it.
That's right. Now, all my youth, stand to your feet. All of you. Even my young ones here. Even my young ones here. Teenagers, stay standing. I won't be much longer. This world is changing. It is changing rapidly each and every day. We need you, young and old, to be an example. Set the example, you teens, for the ones that are younger than you. Even for the ones that are older than you, you can still set the example. There is no bar you can't go higher than. We need you to go out and be great. We need you to take advantage of every single opportunity that is here in this world. So let's see what we learned today. Number one, everybody say, I am a difference maker.
I am a difference maker.
Number two, my conduct matters.
My conduct matters.
Number three, I've got to have faith.
I've got to have faith.
Number four, love equals happiness.
Love equals happiness.
And purity, number five, I can do it.
Purity, I can do it.
Y'all can be seated. To my parents, be proud of the young men and young women that you'll have before you today. Y'all have done a magnificent job. Please keep up the good work. To my young people, this world is yours. And like President Obama did in his last State of the Union address, I'm going to drop the mic. I'm done.